Hi guys, welcome to the adventures of Shorty and Boldy. It's been 3 absolutely amazing months that we've spent in Bakuriani, but it's time for us to pack up and take on a new adventure. So stay tuned until the end of this video to see where we are heading next. In this video I am going to be sharing some packing hacks and tips with you guys, because I know we all love to go traveling, but none of us love to do the packing, right? So there are some tips and hacks that can make it easier. If you are the designated packer in your family or in your traveling team, then this video is for you. I really hope it's going to make life easier. Okay, so before we get started, I need to give a little disclaimer. Number one, you will find advocates for all of the methods that I'm going to show you today out there. If you're doing your research, if you're Googling, if you're watching YouTube, you will see that there are people advocating that all of these methods are the ultimate, the best. And really, what I've found after extensively testing all of them is that none of these on their own is the best method. So definitely a combination of these is going to be the best. It's all going to depend on the type of clothing, the amount of clothing, the type of luggage that you're using, and also just your own packing personality, because we're all different and we're seeking for different things. So that's the first thing. The other thing is that a lot of them will tell you that this method decreases the amount of wrinkling that you're going to get in your clothes. And really, if you're going to put something into a suitcase, it's going to get wrinkled. I can promise you that. Unless you have only that fantastic yoga pant material, there is really no method that's going to stop your clothing from wrinkling. So all of them will have at least a minimum amount of wrinkling when you do take out your clothes. But they do probably reduce it less than when you just throw it into a suitcase, but not less than the traditional folding method. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The first method I'm going to show you is called the Ranger roll. So I remember when we started our travels, I read up a lot on the best packing methods, and I saw that the internet was exploding with the rolling method. Everyone says you should roll rather than fold, right? And it is true, but I find that the best rolling method is called the Ranger roll method. And this method was made popular by the US Army. Okay, so why not trust it? The reason why it's so effective is instead of just rolling your clothes up into like a burrito roll, you actually create a little pocket that will seal the roll, and then it doesn't get undone. Okay, so let me explain. The best is you need a very smooth surface, like a big table. And what you need to do is lie your clothing flat. I'm going to show you with a t-shirt first, and then we're going to have a look at some other items, because you can Ranger roll anything, but I'll tell you which items work best for me for this method. So you want to create a pocket at the bottom end of the clothing. So if it's a t-shirt, at the bottom end of the t-shirt, and I find about 4 or 5 fingers in terms of width, that's going to be the best. So this is a method that's going to take some practice. It's not something that you're probably going to get right the first time, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, so you've created your pocket at the end. The next step is you're going to want to fold in up to the middle and make sure that the pocket stays intact. Okay, and also try and keep the clothing as flat as possible, as little creases as possible. Like I said, none of these methods are going to be a foolproof. There will be no crease effort in it. Okay, so once you have now folded into the middle, you're going to turn it around, and then you want to start rolling from the neckline side. And now here's the trick, you need to roll it super, super tight, okay? And that's why it helps if you have a flat surface and if everything has been laid out flat. So you're going to start rolling and you need to keep it tight and flat as you roll, okay? And then when you approach the pocket, this is the trick, keep on rolling. Otherwise you're going to struggle to find it. So you keep on rolling until you reach the other side, and there's your beautiful pocket. And all you're going to do is you are going to pull it over the sides like this, and then you have this lovely tight burrito rolled t-shirt. Okay, Ranger roll, there we go. And the nice thing is you can like throw this at a football player if you want to, it's not going to come undone. So this method I find works best for like t-shirts, shorts, things that are stretchy like yoga pants. They work really, really well in the Ranger roll. And then of course pajamas, they also do really, really well in the Ranger. You can even Ranger roll your chino pants, your jeans, towels even if you want to. So people out there will show you how to Ranger roll absolutely anything. But I find things like chino pants and like the non-stretchy type of jeans are really difficult once you get to the pocket side to get it over. And sometimes they just become absolutely way too bulky. It just becomes too big no matter how like tight you roll it. I'm going to show you with a pair of short pants as well. So with pants, it's important, you want to make sure that the zip is up and the button, and then you're going to create, again, you're going to create your pocket on the open side. Now for pants, you need a slightly bigger size pocket, okay? So maybe a little bit more. You can probably take it all the way down if you have pockets to the bottom of that pocket on the side. You'll have to experiment a little bit to see what works best, but once you get it, it's a fantastic technique. So I like this technique especially when we go on day trips and we're going to stay over for like one evening and we just want to throw all of our clothing into a backpack. This is great. Then I Ranger roll everything because it doesn't matter what else you pop in there, your clothing's not going to come undone. Okay, so we've created our pocket and it doesn't really matter which side of the pants you're going to use. And then you need to fold it over. So this is quite easy, just going to fold one side over the other. And then you need to start rolling again from the bottom. So from the opposite end of where you created the pocket. And again, you want to roll this as tight as possible. You're going to continue rolling when you get to that pocket and then just like pull it over. And this is now why it gets so tricky when you're doing it with things that are not stretchy, like certain types of jeans and chino pants. Okay, so there we have it. It's lovely, it's tight. Okay, there's your pocket, and you will see that it does save a lot of space in your bag. Again, depending on like what you're using. I also find it works really well for jerseys. My stretchy jerseys really roll extremely well. So before we move on to method number 2, why not tell me in the chat box who does the packing in your crew and why? So method number 2 that I'm going to show you is called the Konmari Fold. And it was really made popular by a lady named Marie Kondo. She has a Netflix show all about tidying up. She wrote a fantastic book, The Magic of Tidying Up. And I think it's a really clever method, and you can use this in different settings. You don't only use it for travel. She actually uses it a lot in her closets. The idea is that when you fold the clothing, it can actually stand like that. So once you put it on the shelf, it just stands, and then it's easier to get to it. And you can do the same in the suitcase. Now, I don't always pack them like this. I do sometimes just stack them like that. But it's a really awesome way, and I'll show you how to fold various items. So if you search here, you will see you can even Konmari fold your socks and your underwear, literally, again, anything. So the first thing I like to use it for is my husband's dress shirts. Again, you can ranger roll these shirts, but I find Konmari folding works the best. Okay, so with Konmari, the best idea is that you need to have like lines. She wants you to have lines because then they're all the same size. So you're going to start by folding in one side, it can be left or right, and you're going to fold over the sleeve. Right, again, we want to keep things as flat as possible. Then you're going to fold the other side over it, and again, we need to fold up the sleeve. Okay, so that's beautiful, right? We have beautiful section there. Okay, then you're going to start at one end, and the idea is you're going to fold it over, press. It really is important with Konmari folding is that you press it flat, because in that way you're going to save a lot of space once everything is folded. Then you're going to either fold, it depends, once over that and another time, okay? And you have a lovely Konmari fold there that can stand on its own, and it goes on top of the pile, okay? Sometimes you will have to measure it. It'll only take one fold, or it might take more than one. Okay, the next thing that I like to use it for is my husband's non-stretchy chinos. Like I said, different types of clothing will lean towards different types of packing. Okay, so again, the idea is to do up the button and the zip. Okay, there we go. And it's really simple. You're going to fold one side over the other. Lovely, just like we would normally fold pants. It's nice and flat. We want to press again, and then you're going to fold it over. I like to just think of it as like 3/4 of the way. And we're going to fold over once, beautifully on top of that, and another time, and we want to press. And then I fold all of his pants like that. Again, you can put it into the cupboard if you have more than one, just like that. Look at how beautifully it just stacks on its own. Or you can put them flat, and I love to put them flat. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it works fantastic. When you take it out, there's not a lot of crease, okay? It'll probably hang out if you hang it up immediately when you get to your destination. Okay, so that's the Konmari fold for the pants. Another thing it works for fantastically, ladies, is dresses. Okay, so I have a dress here. I'm going to show you, it's similar to the idea of the shirt. Okay, so again, we want to create our lines. So you need to know more or less how big the other things are, or what space you're working with. And you're going to fold over left or right side. If you have the sleeve, you need to fold it in. Okay, and then fold over the other side, and you're going to fold in the sleeve, just like that. Again, we want to press, make sure you get all of that air, wrinkles and material and everything flat. Fold it over 3/4 of the way, fold over, and that's the last one. There we have it, beautiful, right? Okay, so all of your dresses will then be the same size. It's also much gentler on your clothing than perhaps Ranger robes. The next thing I want to share with you is not really a folding thing, but it is a packing hack that I do think is not overrated. So a lot of those packing hacks with the straws and your jewelry and everything seems like a lot more effort than it's worth, but packing cubes, they are definitely worth investing in. I bought a few sets of these, and we're using them for different things. So some people like to now take their stacks and put it into the cubes. That's great. I find it works really well for your loose items. Things like underwear, socks, all of that go really well into these cubes. It keeps them together and it does save a lot of space. Another thing, it works really well, and I can see a lot of people jumping up saying, you are crazy, is, let me show you, we actually packed our laptops into these packing cubes. Let me tell you why. Once you get to airport security, they're going to ask you to take out your electronics. And the last time we flew, I just asked them, well, I put all of my electronics in one of these cubes, can I put it on there? And he said, fine. And we didn't have to take out chargers or anything. All of our electronics were in one of these cubes, and we just put it onto the conveyor, and it was fantastic. They didn't even give us that much grief. And I know once you get to that point, it's really, really stressful, because everybody's like, go, go, go. You need to get through, and you have this massive queue, and you're stressing because what if that thing beeps? So that I find works really well and goes into our backpacks, and it's safe and good to go. Okay, so I previously mentioned that you can put your socks in them, but there's another great tip that I have for socks, and that is that they can go into your shoes. So especially if you're taking like trainers, sneakers, or fancy shoes, they can go in there. But ladies also, if you're taking pumps, what better? You're saving a lot of space because you don't have to put it anywhere else. Your shoes are already taking up space in your bag, so you might as well put the socks in there. Like I said, trainers and boots work fantastic because they have so much space. You can get 5, 6, 7 pairs of socks into a boot. So, and that's more than enough for a week. The last method that I'm going to show you called, get ready, get serious, the clown car method. Okay, so with the clown car or the stack, the idea is that you need to layer the clothing and then fold everything over and put it into your bag. This is not going to be for everyone. The idea of the clown car is that when you get to your destination, you're going to take all of your clothing out. So if you're only going for a weekend and you're not taking a lot, this is ideal because you can immediately take out everything, hang it up, and you're perfect. But if you're traveling long term like we are, where we often leave a lot of our clothing in our bags, especially if it's seasonal, then this is not going to be great, but there are great uses for it. Things like jackets, and if you're traveling with towels, you can clown car them in first. So you can place them into your bag first and then just place the other things, maybe your KonMari stacks or your rolls within them. So there's definitely a place for that as well. The last great hack that I want to show you is this. So these shopping bags that you now get at the stores, which are better for the environment, are actually fantastic to take with you when you are traveling. And you can put a lot of things in them. I like to put our shoes in them because then everything else stays clean. So people have been saying for ages that you should put your shoes in plastic bags when you travel, and that's great. But if you take these, they are super, super lightweight. I mean, they weigh absolutely nothing actually. And when you get to your destination, you have an extra bag. Especially if they're still in a really good condition, you can use them as a day bag when you go to the beach maybe. We use them for shopping. And it's great, you can put a lot in them. And actually when you get to the airport, they won't count it as an extra bag if you put all of your stuff in it, because it's just going to look like another shopping bag. So that's an extra hack there, bonus, that you can use. Always make sure you pack a few of these or that you put some things in them. It's also going to keep some stuff really organized, and organization always saves space. That's how I feel. So guys, I hope you found this video informative. I hope it gave you some inspiration to get packing so that you can hit the road and travel to your dream destination Life really is too short. We should travel more. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ring that bell, subscribe, and we will see you in the next. So I promised you that I would reveal where we are going, and our next stop will be in Godauri ski resort in Georgia in the summer. Why are we heading to a ski resort in the summer, you might ask? Well, because it's absolutely breathtakingly beautiful in these mountainous areas during the summer, and it's a fantastic hiking spot. So we are definitely hoping to hit the trails when we get there, and also to see some of the towns around it like Katsbehi and Stepsanlinda. See you in the next one.